Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mass Retirees Weekly Update. Today's Friday, August 30th. I'm Sean Duhamel. Thank you so much for joining with us and tuning in again this week. Now, normally we would have taken a hiatus this week as we're leading into Labor Day weekend, but there's quite a bit going on, so I just wanted to provide just a quick update for everybody. First of all, just to save the date, we are about to kick off our 2024-2025 area meeting schedule. The first meeting, of course, is our annual meeting taking place on Friday, September 13th, down in Mansfield again. Please look to this week's email message from our association as well as upcoming messages. You can also go back and refer to the July edition of The Voice or visit massretirees.com for further information on our annual meeting as well as the other meetings taking place across Massachusetts this fall and early into 2025. Secondly, I want to provide a quick update or a reminder, I should say, for all of you living here in Massachusetts that this coming Tuesday, September 3rd, is the primary election here in Massachusetts. Now, many of you may have already voted, whether it is voting by mail or taking part in early voting over the past week, but I know quite a few members still look forward to the traditional election day to physically go to the polls and cast your ballot. Now, there are really two great strengths of our association. First and foremost is our membership. Our members are what is the strength of our association. But a close second to that is the fact that the vast majority of our members, more than 90% of you as a matter of fact, take the time to vote in almost every single election, whether it's at the local level, the state level, or voting in the presidential election in November. Our members turn out and vote, and our elected officials definitely take notice of that, and it is a true asset to our association. So as I just said, Tuesday, September 3rd is the primary election day. Now, there are many seats that are not going contested or not contested in the primary election, but there are a handful of key races underway, and there are some endorsements that our association has made for candidates for certain seats that have a contested primary. And these candidates are folks that we are very familiar with, who are friends of our association, and most importantly, have a track record of supporting public retirees. Now, as I hope you've been following over the past month or 2 months now, we had quite a bit of success at the end of the legislative session. The reason why we had that level of success this year, and we're hoping for that same level of success as we move into 2025, and things like the Special Commission on the COLA will be filing their report this coming winter. The Post-Retirement Work Task Force will be filing its report in late spring, early summer. There's also a concern or growing concern about potential moves to cut retiree health insurance benefits or engage in some kind of cost shifting. All of these different activities make it very, very important that we have legislators serving your interests on Beacon Hill who we can depend upon to stick up for the rights of public retirees. And it's not enough for someone to say, hey, we're with you, we'll co-sponsor a bill. But when push comes to shove of taking the initiative, taking a leadership role behind the scenes in the State House when there is no video footage, there's no one in these rooms, no one's watching, so to speak, but we know which legislators step up and stand by our members and make sure that you continue to be a priority and that at the very least, public retirees are not forgotten. That's what we're focused on. So in the following races, there is a contested primary election, whether it be in the Democratic primary or the Republican primary. The names I'm going to list are just in alphabetical order by primary. And if you don't see your local legislator, that may mean either A, they don't have a primary election, their name is still on the ballot, but they're uncontested, or even if they have an opponent in the primary, it's not viewed as a contested seat. So don't read anything into the fact that there's only a handful of candidates that we're supporting in the primary. Now, for the general election in November, there'll be another round of endorsements that we'll be making, and the criteria for endorsements for our association is very simple. It is simply those candidates, those elected officials in many cases, who have a documented history of supporting public retirees. Ideology, party affiliation, views on unrelated issues have nothing whatsoever to do with our endorsement of these candidates. It's strictly focused on the issues that are of direct importance and direct relevance to public retirees and public retirement policy. So with that, let me run through this quick list. In the House of Representatives, in the Democratic primary, we've endorsed Marjorie Decker, Paul Donato, Jack Lewis, Joe McGonigal, and Tom Stanley. In the Republican primary for state representative, both Paul Frost and Susan Gifford have our endorsement. Over in the state Senate, we've made 2 endorsements in the Senate primaries. In the Democratic primary, we've endorsed Bill Driscoll for state Senate in the Norfolk, Plymouth, and Bristol district. On the Republican side, down in the Plymouth and Barnstable district, we have endorsed State Representative Matt Muratori, who is seeking an open Senate seat. And then for Norfolk County Clerk of Courts, we have endorsed our good friend Walter Timilty, who's leaving the state Senate, pursuing the open Clerk of Court seat in Norfolk County. All of these existing legislators have a documented history of standing with you. They have taken leadership roles to advance, whether it be COLA legislation, the basic life insurance benefit that just passed this year, the creation of the COLA committee. And going forward into 2025, we're going to be very dependent upon friends in the State House, elected officials, again, standing by your side and supporting the issues that are of most importance to public retirees. So I hope that you will vote in one of these primaries, whether it be the Democratic primary or the Republican primary. Every vote counts. It's important that our members continue the tradition, the strong tradition of supporting or turning out and voting in elections, regardless of which primary you happen to vote in. And if you do vote in a primary with a contested election in one of the candidates that I just listed and whose names are contained in today's email message from our association, please give every consideration to voting to elect that individual to the office that they are seeking. These are folks who have earned our support based on their actions on your behalf. It's as simple as that. So again, thank you for tuning in again today. I hope that we'll see you at some of our upcoming meetings, which again, the very first meeting is our annual meeting taking place down in Mansfield on Friday, September 13th at 11 a.m. In the meantime, I hope all of you have a wonderful Labor Day. I hope you've had a great summer, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye-bye, everybody.